This website loads with an animation of a guy taking a piss, and I made it.
Have you ever wondered, what is the mathematically best place to take a piss? The other day when I was using the public restroom, I sure did. I'm a shy pisser, so all this thinking and decision making just puts me in an anxious mood when it's game time. So I did the only rational thing, which is to spend the next 2 weeks of my life collecting data and building an app that shows you the statistically best place for you to take a piss. Yes, there probably hasn't been a design as revolutionary since the iPhone. There probably hasn't been something as functional since the hammer. There probably hasn't been something as life-saving since penicillin. But you know, I'm just a regular guy trying to do what's good for the world. So how does this work? Enter your 12-digit piss identification number. The hell is that? Gee, thanks for asking. You and I, we have different preferences. I, for example, enjoy using the middle urinal when no one's around to an abnormal degree. And you, for example, might be a sick fuck that likes using the little boy's urinal. The point being, we're all different people, and we're all special. The piss identification number is a revolutionary way to quantify your unique pissing preferences using just 12 numbers. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but for instance, in scenario 1, I give that an 8 for a very good piss. Scenario 5, I give that a 9 for a luxurious piss. And scenario 6, I'd give that a 5 for an okay piss. And here's my full piss identification number.
Now that I know where I like to piss, I've got to figure out where other people are likely to piss. Now, how the hell am I going to do that?
Can I ask you a question about piss?
I'm good.
Alright, cool.
I haven't been turned.
You're chilling. I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
And after humiliating myself 58 times,
Ask you a question about piss.
Can I ask you guys a question about piss? Can I ask you 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 guys a question about piss? Can I ask you a question about piss? Can I ask you guys a question about piss? I had enough data to simulate how the general public pisses in any given scenario. Now, before we go any further, I've got to clear something up between us. I've had a few friends ask me, Chenley, why are you doing this? Isn't this all too much? And to that I say you are a fool and an ignoramus. See, using the men's room is kind of like a game of chess. You think the normal right urinal is the obvious choice, but it's usually the dirtiest one, and chances are the guy up next is going to take an open spot next to you. If you take the middle, you're either winning big or going home. On one hand, you might zone control all three for yourself. On the other, you might be sandwiched between two guys both trying to take a peek at your meat noodle. And if you take the small one, you might not have anyone next to you, but you and I both know that you're a coward. This is a complicated situation, and if you can't understand that, then you clearly don't respect the integrity and seriousness of this investigation.
it's a lot of power knowing maybe more than anyone where men like to urinate. And with great power comes great ability to neglect that power and push responsibility onto others to shoulder the burden for you. And that's where this bad boy comes back in. When you put in your piss identification number, it combines with all the data and simulations I have and does a bunch of fancy math stuff to show you where you're most happy pissing in any bathroom. It could be like curing cancer. This is a graph about your piss. On the x-axis, we have pissers per hour. You're going to need to make an informed judgment on how busy the bathroom is. And on the y-axis, we have pleasure. So if your brain still has bumps, you might understand that your enjoyment of each urinal is based off of how busy the bathroom is. I clearly enjoy the middle urinal no matter how busy a bathroom is. Let's take a look at a more interesting graph. For instance, this guy likes the small urinal when the bathroom isn't busy, and then after a certain point, he likes the middle urinal. What a weird motherfucker. So yeah, if you ever wanted to figure out your mathematically best place to piss, feel free to pause here and fill out your piss identification number. And go to 3urinaldilemma.com while I go out and test how well this actually works. It's 5 a.m. This is probably a 0 pisser per hour bathroom, and I'm taking the middle urinal. Pretty solid piss.